and decide that the next tax bill signed by the next president will put money in the pockets of the working families who need it most by expanding the Earned Income Tax Credit, a program that's lifted millions and millions of families out of poverty. We can help struggling Americans save to ensure that every single family has a free savings account that comes with a small nest egg so that they don't spiral into bankruptcy because of an emergency or an accident. We can ensure that no working family is forced to live on the streets by offering more housing vouchers for families willing to work and willing to save. And we can build more affordable housing in good neighborhoods where they can thrive and where they can succeed. We can make sure that every child in America, EMT, I think we may have had somebody who fainted. So if we've got somebody out there, here, somebody want to catch this? Give them some water and give them some space. They'll be all right. EMT, they're right in front of me. Give them some space. We can make sure that every child, no matter where they come from, no matter who they look like, has the chance to get a world-class education by investing in early childhood education to make sure that every child gets a good start in life. And I won't just talk about how great teachers are, because we're going to reward them for their greatness by giving them higher salaries and giving them more support. We'll invest in after-school programs and summer school programs for children who don't have any place to go when school is out. We'll make sure that they get the support they need, and when they graduate from high school, we are going to be making absolutely sure that they can afford to go to college by giving them a $4,000 tuition credit every student, every year, in exchange for community service, because young people want to give back to this country. We'll invest in them, they'll invest in America. Together we're going to march this country forward. We can do that. John Edwards and I both got into this race because we believe in an America where it's always possible to change the way things are, to build a better tomorrow. And this kind of change has never started in the halls of Washington. It starts on the streets, not from the top down, but from the bottom up. It happens because the American people choose to look past differences of race and region and class and religion and party to build one America where everybody has a chance to succeed, where anybody can make it if they try. And that was the central premise of this campaign. That was the bet that both John and I made when we started this campaign. That's why we both decided we wouldn't take PAC money. We wouldn't take money from federal registered lobbyists, because we don't believe that special interests should be dictating the agenda in Washington. You should be dictating the agenda in Washington. They have not funded our campaign, they will not run our White House, and they will not drown out the voices of the American people when I'm President of the United States of America. And John's absolutely right that this campaign is not about me, and it's not about him, it's not about Hillary, it's not about John McCain. This campaign's about you. It's about your struggles. It's about your hopes. It's about your dreams. It's about the guy I met in Marion, Indiana, who had worked in the same plant for 20 years. His father had worked in the same plant before him. There was a period where they overlapped. They were both working in the same factory together, and he described the feeling when he was packing up that equipment because the company was moving overseas, and how he wasn't just losing a paycheck, he wasn't just losing his health care and his benefits, eventually his home. He was losing a way of life. He was losing a sense of community. He was losing a sense of who he was. That's something that people all across Michigan have been feeling. You know, the campaign's about him. The campaign is about the young woman I met in Iowa who got 3 hours of sleep every night because she had a sister with cerebral palsy. And so she was going to school full time. She was determined to go to school and get her college degree, but she also had to take care of her sister, so she would work the night shift from 2:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock and then go back and start school. Got 3 hours of sleep every night, and she didn't expect government to solve all her problems. All she was hoping for was maybe government could give her a little bit of a hand up, help make sure her sister got decent health care, help make sure that she was able to afford to go to college. The campaign's not about me, it's not about John or Hillary or McCain, it's about her. It's about every American who's worried about losing their home right now because nobody was providing oversight and regulation when the mortgage lenders were offering a bunch of predatory loans. It's about all the Americans who have watched their wages and incomes decline, although they're working 1 job, 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, at the same time as the wealthiest Americans have never had it better. That's what this campaign's about, and sometimes we lose sight of it. Sometimes we get so caught up in the competition and the egos and the ambition, we lose sight of why we do this. But that's why you're so important in this process, because you're the corrective to our politics. You are the folks who are going to hold us accountable. This election is the opportunity for you to make a declaration that we are a country that is going to come together and finally solve problems and set aside our differences and put aside our gimmicks and restore our values and our ideals. And this election is also about how we apply those values and ideals overseas. Because since this war in Iraq started, we have lost our bearings. We have lost our focus. We have not gone after al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, those who killed 3,000 Americans, with everything that we've got because we've been distracted. We have seen thousands of lives lost, hundreds of billions of dollars spent, money that we could have been spending rebuilding America, and it has not made us more safe. And that's why I opposed this war in 2002, and that's why we will bring this war to an end in 2009. That's why we will close Guantanamo. That's why we will restore habeas corpus. That's why we will initiate diplomacy. That's why we will reach out to poor countries and help them build schools and public health infrastructure. That's why we will end the genocide in Darfur and respect our Constitution, because that's who we are as Americans. That's what we stand for. That's what this election is all about.